From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings Lalate.
It's a big morning of early mornings Lalate, the brand new early mornings Lalate. As we go over that fourth stimulus check update of 2021 and why the Democrats are likely to give you more stimulus checks than ever before. We'll go over the recon and why the recon is set to give you $3.5 trillion of checks. The biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, but mostly application-based. I'll explain to you what application-based checks are in this recording. Then we cut to the fifth stimulus, just raises your benefits up lifetime. And then we go to the big success stories as viewers are crashing it across the board. As Purple Hawks, $5, $10, $20, $30,000. I'll show you how viewers are getting massive sums of money and how you need to do that as well, because this is what fifth stimulus and fourth stimulus are all going to be about. It's a big early mornings broadcast. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. Let's get to the details starting right now on Early Mornings Lalate. Hope you're having a beautiful early mornings broadcast across the board. Hope the weather is good where you are. We had rain yesterday, we had power outages, we had out of focus, and we had almost everything yesterday going on. But it's a new Early Mornings LA, and I'm so excited for you to join me. New shows across the board, new Early Mornings LA, new mornings, new noontime, and a new evenings, and a new afternoons. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. So much happening across the board with those monthly stimulus checks and the raise of your benefits up, the SSI and SSDI, and the incredible details across the board. But let's start with those monthly stimulus checks, House versus Senate, Senate versus House, and why the Democrats want to give you more money. I'll have all those details starting right now, and let's cut to what they're approaching across the board. So that recon will provide $3.5 trillion of checks to the American people, but in addition to that, they also want to have stimulus checks in there on top of that. Warren, Sanders, and also Wyden are proposing a monthly stimulus check on the Senate side. The amount unknown. Then we have AOC Omar and other House members who have proposed a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. That's over on the House side. Then we have the House bill, $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000. Pandemic plus 1 year. Vote House or Senate, House or Senate. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is where you are right now. You see what happened yesterday as the CDC announced that a third vaccination dose is now approved for anyone 8 weeks out from the second dose. This is you. So if you got that second dose, then that could be 8 weeks away. And this is as the concern is the pandemic is far from over. Next, House Ways and Means represents a fourth stimulus check is needed. They represent that fourth stimulus check would be monthly. And then they want a fifth as well. And then finally, the incredible great news is the American petition is now up to 2.8 million signatures, with Americans asking for a monthly stimulus check of $2,000 or more. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Single individual, $75,000 or less. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get a fourth stimulus check. In the second half of this video, we'll go over that $3.5 trillion recon. It's the biggest single payout we've ever seen in the history of the channel. It's all checks for you and the American people. The biggest payout we've ever seen. And why is this $3.5 trillion really exciting, great news for the Purple Hawks? Because it's mostly application-based. First, second, and third stimulus were all application-based. Get ready for fourth. And I'm going to go over all those and more. And then we cut in the third part of this video to the voting process, how we're just days away for that. And then finally, fifth stimulus. But first, get a pen and paper ready because we're going to get some money right now. We're going to get some rent, utilities, food, internet, and more. And boy, it's getting exciting. If you're a Purple Hawk, you've been doing really well. So get pen and paper ready. We're going to go over some details. We're going to get some rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and also homeowners' utilities. Here's what you need to know is that that money is now bigger and bolder than initially thought. We thought the rent was maybe $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent. Oh no, it's a lot more money than that. And how much are viewers getting for this rent? Let's turn to all the details starting right now. You ready? First, let's go over the massive payouts. Bam! Whoa! $27,000 for Elizabeth. Mark got $25,000 for rent. His neighbor never got rent. And Mark said, hey, have you been watching that kid, Lalate? He's the real deal. The neighbor got $20,000 of rent within just days of watching me. Nancy, $24,000. Purple Hawk, Purple Power member. Are you a member yet? You need to join right now. Richard, $22,000 for rent. And also, Nisi, $22,000 for rent. 20,000. I said, if you have a success story, send it to me on social media. And the success stories came in overnight. If you heard them last night on Evenings at LA, here are the new faces to the success story. Johnny getting $12,000 for Snap. Kathy getting $13,000 for rent, $600 for water, and $600 for Snap. And Helen getting 2 different utilities. I love that, Helen. $2,000 for electric, $2,000 for water, and $4,000 for rent. Who else has had success stories? Boy, the success stories continue to come on in. Pamela getting $12,000 for rent. It's incredible, great news for Pamela. Then we have big sums of money also coming in. We have Carla getting $1,700 for utilities and $3,000 of Snap. Tiffany, $13,000 for rent and Snap and utilities. Randy, $6,000 for rent and utilities. And Jennifer, $5,000 for rent and other items. And Cecilia, $1,200 for heap. That is a heap. So how much are other people getting for utilities? Oh my goodness. The great numbers continue to come on in. Let's look at the numbers that people are getting for utilities. Are you ready? Bam. Whoa, Nancy getting $7,000 for utilities. There's a number second one for Nancy. Mark, $6,500 for utilities, and Angela, $5,000. How about Snap? The viewers are getting massive sums of money for Snap. Let's look at the details. Bam. Whoa. Louis, $18,000 for Snap. John, $10,000 to $12,000. And Nancy, $5,000 for Snap. Oh my goodness. There's Nancy again. She's a Triple Crown winner. How much of those Triple Crown viewers gotten for 3 items, rent, utilities, and Snap? Oh my goodness. $32,000 for Nancy for 3 items. Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. Congratulations. And Mark getting $32,000 for Mark, your 2 items. How'd you get on that graphic? Mark got 2 items. How did he get on that graphic? Hello? Who put him? Let me tell you what happened with Mark. Mark had gotten 2 items. I said, Mark, you haven't gotten Snap. Why haven't you gotten Snap? It's a Snap. That's why they call it Snap. Contact them and get it. And guess what? He got it within 3 days of me recording live on air. He moved quickly and he got Snap. He didn't get just a few $100s. How much do you think Snap Mark got? $2,000, $3,000? He was already, pushing $30,000 on his payouts from this channel. So how much more did you think John got for Snap? Mark got for Snap? You ready? He got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do. This is Lalate. We've been doing this as a family since day one. On day one, this channel launched, and viewers were getting $25 million of EIDL loans approved because of me. Their applications before this channel came along were not approved. They were stuck in something called the vortex. 330, 331, 48. I made hundreds of videos going through each person's application on air, on off air, showing them this is how we're going to unlock your applications. This is how we're going to get you approved. And we got them approved. They pushed and they got that money. Then in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. No $600 stimulus check yet. And I said, you need money paid to those bills. And Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston got $16,000 of rent, paying all their incredible money for rent to the new spring. And now you're doing bigger and bolder than ever before. And it's all because, as Purple Hawks, you have now learned how to pounce and get massive sums of money. The only difference is the numbers are even bigger than we never thought. And are you ready to see how big they've gotten? I introduce you to Lorraine, who got $105,000 from this channel, and it's your day to get that next money. I'm going to show you how to be the next more Lorraine starting right now. So get a pen and paper ready. We need some money for rent, utilities, food, and internet, and more, and it starts right now. First, some introductory remarks. Number 1, you're going to reach out to 6 places. 6 places, not one, 6 places. So if you reach out to your first place and they say no, you don't stop, because each place has different eligibility. If the first says no, you keep on pushing to the next one. They also have their own pot of money. Different eligibility means one may say yes and one may say no. Number 2, there's money in every state. There's not a single state that's not paying. Number 3, do not insert new eligibility criteria in your mind. I'm not behind on my rent. I'm too old. I'm too short. I'm too blue. I have a surfboard behind my back. I just don't qualify. No, untrue. Just go and blah. And then finally, listen to the keywords you're going to hear in this video, because those will really help you get approved. All right, you ready? You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. 6 places. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or, Mitch's popularity contest. And there you go. Congratulations to those who got money for rent and utilities, like Tim and Linda. Post your success stories in the live chat right now. And now we turn to Snap. Snap is a snap, as Mark got $19,000 for this. Louis got $18,000. John got $10,000 to $12,000, and Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. How much is Snap, and where do you get it? You get it from Department of Agriculture. It's easy to apply. It's easier than getting a stimulus check. Applications are very simple. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets paid a lot. How much y'all get paid? A lot. The family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. But if you heard the breaking news, when it hit, I had it first on this channel, nowhere else, on a Monday. The President of the United States has changed the history of SNAP. Why? SNAP was increased 15% because of Biden and Trump's executive orders, first detail on this channel, which are expiring in September. Well, the president said, I'm not going to do another executive order. He called up SNAP, Department of Agriculture, and said, raise it up. And effective Monday, this last Monday, there's a new order in place. Coming this October, automatically, your SNAP benefits nationally will be increased on average 25% lifetime. Automatically. It's incredible, great news. So Mark, who had got to $19,000 for SNAP, is now going to see $25,000. And there you go. If you got in SNAP as well, post in the live chat right now. And we're only 12 minutes of this video. We're killing it. The next part of the money is the money coming back from the federal government and the states. First, the states. The states have been ordered to return money back to you due to overpayment of unemployment benefits. Where is it landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. And how do you track it? Contact your state and say, hi, state. I want to see where that unemployment benefits is due to computer error. Oh, really? I didn't turn on the computer. I was outside at the casino. Is that sirloin? We are waiting to see where he shows up next. Maybe it was. And one viewer got $3,000 for this, another viewer got $5,000. The next part of the money is the wonderful money coming back from IRS. This is that 2020 tax return you paid taxes on. It's a waivable check. Yes. IRS tells us there's a new wave of checks coming every week. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it, and that average check is now about $1,200 to $1,400. More about that in a second, but here's a personal message. If you're on the live chat and you have not posted your success stories for rent, utilities, food, or internet in the live chat, please do right now. Because when you do it, you help inspire the other Purple Hawks to get these big sums of money. Viewers are now learning that these are massive sums of money that they can get under these stimulus packages, and they aren't a few $100s. We never thought that utilities would pay $7,000 or $5,000. We thought a few $100s. A lot of people never thought that rent would be in the excess of $20,000. Look how many Purple Hawks got over $20,000 for rent. A lot of people never knew about SNAP until I started recording. Larry Mowry never heard of SNAP. He's getting $500 lifetime because of my recordings. And then people like Art Sullivan, Nisi, wonderful viewers, they got 3 items. They inspired other people to get 3 items across the board, like Nancy and Mark. And finally, we learned that the numbers are bigger and bolder than we ever thought. $5, $10, $15, $20,000, massive sums of money. So post your success stories in the live chat and inspire other people to get these big sums of money. And let's continue with all the great details about those unemployment benefits starting right now. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, 70% of the time you can. Go to irs.gov and do a transcript search, and it'll reveal the taxes you paid and the tax return you filed. And then it'll reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen. It'll reveal when Mitch was on Star Search, did he dance the lambada or the Macarena? And then it'll reveal the refund check you're getting back from IRS. Can we top that? We can, as we go into the second part of your 4 stimulus check update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. The $3.5 trillion stimulus recon is effectively done. I'll tell you why, starting right now. The federal government is going to approve a recon of $3.5 trillion starting this coming Monday. I'll tell you why. Number one, they agreed upon this price tag a long time ago. Number two, there's no Republican votes needed for it. Number three, the Democrats are all going to pass it. And number four, it's part of a two-pronged process. There's someone that has a ball in the game on whether it's roads and bridges or bipartisan, and they have to do both because the president says I have to have both. It's incredible, great news. Now, this is what the recon is. The recon is mostly application-based. All the prior stimulus packages were application-based. First stimulus, second stimulus, third stimulus. It means you have to pick up the phone. It means you have to go to a website. It means you can't just sit there and hold a donut. And the great news is that the big application-based stimulus packages have always been the ones that pay the most amount of money. Whether you did PBT on the phone or PPP through an online website or PUA on the phone or by the internet or a cell device or EIDL by the website, you've been doing this all along. And that anyone that's just looking for a donut, you're not going to do well or be happy with forced stimulus because it's $3.5 trillion of application-based checks generally. On top of that, they're trying to put stimulus checks, and that's an addition to it. More about that in a second. How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking out roads and bridges from the recon, now making the recon passable. Conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was in the recon, the harder it was to pass before. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put in the bipartisan roads and bridges, it made the overall price tag of the recon smaller. In other words, the bipartisan and the recon are now both passable. And this coming Monday, they will be both passed on the Senate side, on the House side. Here's something you're only going to hear on this channel, is that the recon price point of $3.5 trillion was agreed upon weeks ago before they even started this by the House members. So when they call this for a vote on Monday, well, they already agreed upon this a long time ago, so there's nothing to worry about. $3.5 trillion was the price tag they agreed upon on the House, Senate, and presidential side. Representative Richie Torres says we have to have a larger recon. You got it, $3.5 trillion. And Representative Elon Omar said we have to have a recon that goes as far as we wanted. We got it, $3.5 trillion. The progressives were meeting with the White House daily to ensure that they got the recon big and bold enough, and they got it, $3.5 trillion. The checks in that $3.5 trillion are all for you. And that's why the president has told Schatz and Jalopal, protect that recon, because everything that's in that recon is progressive priorities, which are the White House's priorities. So there we go. Let's go over what is a recon, what is a bipartisan, but let's also go over those stimulus checks. So the Democrats and the House in the Senate also want to give you stimulus checks on top of that. And they all approach it slightly different. Of course, the American petition wants $2,000 a lifetime. House Ways and Means wants a fourth stimulus check, wants it reoccurring, but an amount is unknown. The House bill from Jalopal wants $1,000 a month after the first month, 13 months of checks, $13,000 at least, because pandemic plus 1 year. And then you have the House authors writing a letter saying, like AOC and Omar, saying $2,000 a month. And finally, we have Warren and Sanders and other senators, Democrats, saying they want monthly, but an amount unknown. So what is a recon and how does a recon work? Well, recon is your money and roads and bridges is not your money. They have to pass both of these by these two bodies of law because the president says you have to put both of them on my desk. And that is the incredible great news, and they're going to get it passed. How do we get to this spot? We got to this spot by calling the vote, and the vote continues this coming Monday. Jalopal wrote Schumer saying, Chuck, call the vote on the recon, and guess what? That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of the 100-plus, who had written the president a letter a week earlier saying, we're going to be demanding monthly forced stimulus checks and forced stimulus recon. Wow. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means subcommittee, the same one we just went over, recently wrote the president a letter saying, when we write forced stimulus recon, we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in there. Well, they're writing it, and they're representing they're going to put it in there. Can we top that? Yes. As the members of the House Ways and Means subcommittee are even topped by this news. The president overseas 8 weeks ago had a ceremonial signature, and was followed up with the real deal days later. It's for the global minimum corporate tax rate. What is that thing? Nothing you need to worry about, because now it's no longer needed in forced stimulus recon, making it easier to call the vote, Need you to vote on it and need you to pass the fourth stimulus recon. And can we top that? Yes. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll be going over everything you need to know about this fourth stimulus recon. We'll be going over the voting process and what's heating up this coming week. We'll be going over what Congress has set for Monday, what the president is doing, and why Purple Hawks are really going to clean up under fourth stimulus, because it's not a donut-like legislation. Then we'll be turning to the big money across the board as viewers understand that fifth stimulus is about to heat up and it's just a few days away. But first, if you've had problems finding money for rent or utilities, don't worry, because guess what? I want you to get one of the items. Let's say SNAP, or a $200 utility bill, or a $300 gas bill. If you got one of the items yourself, then you got the skills. You've learned from this channel how to pounce and get the money. I don't want you to sit back and just have volunteers do stuff for you at all. No way. Because fourth stimulus is going to require you to apply, pick up the phone and do something. And so if you've done it once, at least once, and gotten $1,000 or $2,000, you feel that achievement, you know you now have done it, and away we go. So after you've gotten that first item, if you're having problems getting the other items, then reach out to the volunteers. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the new Early Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate. And the excitement continues right now in Early Mornings LA. The toast is toasted, the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and it's going to be a wonderful day across the board with new programming coming to this channel. The new noontime, the new mornings, the new afternoons, and the new evenings. A new slate of programming with faster, more concise, and more entertaining programming than you've ever seen before. So subscribe. For 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. And with that, let's cut to what the president did and didn't do since becoming president. He said he was going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. He did not deliver. And so now the Democratic coalition is taking care of this for you in what's called fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is going to start in just a few days. Step one is they're going to start drafting this legislation, and that drafting the legislation would be in September. Then they'll finish it right around November, they represent. Then they'll apply the benchmark for December to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Let's go over how it works. Step one. They'll raise your benefits up, then they'll remove the asset limit. Then they'll add an inflationary benchmark. They'll remove the income exclusion and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the details, starting with who is this for? It's for you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. First thing they'll do is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark will be inflation. And what will that inflation rate look like? It will be transitory, says Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve. Transitory means a temporary spike in December. And what happened overnight? Well, the Fed minutes were released, Federal Reserve minutes were released, and they suggested that tapering may kick in late December. That means that they're worried about inflation as well. Perfect timing for us because that's when your benefits would be applied. So let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up, then they'll apply the new benchmark. And if your inflation rate is 5%, boy, you'll go up another 5%, not just next year, lifetime. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't stay on benefits and also have more than $3,000 on hand. They're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. You no longer fear loss of benefits, and your benefits will be restored if they were canceled. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear the marriage penalty. And there you go. As you saw, the House Ways and Means Subcommittee represent they're going to give you a fifth stimulus check next year. And finally, if you're on the live chat and you have noticed there's purple hawks hovering everywhere, and you have not got an emoji of a purple hawk, what are you doing? You need to join, and the link is underneath the video. Here is what's happening when you look at the universe of stimulus. Second stimulus, December, passed, but no one got a check in December of $600. It just didn't come on time. So I said, hey, you need more money. And that's how viewers understood what I said to Pounds. Tyrone and his family fought out of Boston, got $15,000, $16,000 in rent, paid all their rent to the new spring. In January this year, I launched Purple Hawks to describe people who pounce and get the big monies under these stimulus packages. They're mostly application-based. I said at the time, $1,400 third stimulus check? Sure. But don't be a donut guy or donut girl, no matter how attractive you may look on a YouTube channel with two donuts that are purple. I said, I want you to crash it into those waves and get the big money across the board under these packages. And the big money is by applying and pouncing as a purple hawk. And now viewers are realizing this is how we change it. $5, $10, $15, $20,000 is a common trait for now Purple Hawks getting big sums of money for rent, utilities, food, or internet. When you look at these payouts, they've understood that, wait a second, I can't just sit back and just be happy with a measly $1,000 check. I should be getting $18,000, $20,000, $30,000 across the board. These numbers are commonplace, and I wish you to get them as well. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk right now. The link's under the video. And when you're set with getting one item under third stimulus, you're going to be ready under fourth stimulus. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video starting right now. Deal done. The $3.5 trillion of recon will be a done deal. It's a no-brainer. Number one, the recon is going to pass. There's no Republicans that are needed for the voting process. Number two, it's going to pass because they have all the Democrats in line. Number three, the price tag, it's already agreed upon, $3.5 trillion. So there's going to be fortunes of checks coming to you and the American people, but they're mostly application-based. These checks are confirmed. It's confirmed there's $3.5 trillion of relief coming to the American people in check format. But as you're going to see in just a second, they're mostly application-based. They're trying to put stimulus checks in there on top of that. Those aren't confirmed, but these are. And while we don't have the bill, we have some of the provisions which are slated to potentially be put in there. Free school meals, free school checks, free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks. Then we have internet checks. Then we have farming checks. Then we have checks for workers, independent contractors, and bargaining. And lots of checks for seniors, like lowering the eligibility age, like dental checks, vision checks, hearing care checks, and more. I love the Purple Hawk. Some of them have been sending me messages saying, where do I apply and how do I get that dental and that internet? You don't want the same person doing your internet, also doing your teeth. Sir, I got to drill in the wall, this new internet line. And can I drill into your teeth since I have the drill out? No. You just don't want to do that. Each place will have different applications, and so you'll be ready to pounce as a Purple Hawk because you've already learned this skill set. Now, the recon vote this coming Monday will pass. This is the recon of the price tag. That's the recon procedural. It'll pass in a blink of an eye. This is a no-brainer. So after they pass the price tag on Monday, then they go into the recon substantive, and then they decide how the committees spend the money. This is why I brought back seats for stimulus, because you have to push and ensure they spend the stimulus the right way. 6 House seats are up for grabs in November. Those 6 House seats are already campaigning. They already understand that there's 3 million signatures asking for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. And those 6 seats could determine both the House dynamic for Democrats or the House dynamic for Republicans. So these 6 seats are very important. Next, once this 3.5 trillion is passed, then you're going to have to pick up the phone and get some of the money. I will be here to ensure that you push to get that money. I'll be here to show you where you get the money. And along the way, there's still that push to get those stimulus checks in there, whether it's AOC or Warren, or whether it is the House bill or the House Ways and Means Committee, or it is those petitions. Lots of checks across the board. Finally, let's recap where we are as we go into a big new early mornings broadcast. Here is where we need to start. Number 1, recon. 2 steps: recon procedural, recon substantive. Recon procedural decides the price tag and decides what committee gets what dollar value. The final vote on that is as early as this coming Monday. It's going to pass in a blink of an eye, just like it passed on the Senate side, because they've already agreed upon the price tag. That's a no-brainer. So then from that recon vote, then they're going to vote on the recon substantive. The recon substantive is the actual bill. That bill is written by subcommittees of the House, like a House Ways and Means subcommittee, dedicated to the subject matter of ways of stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. When those subcommittees are done, they combine their pages, put them together. 10 committees, for example, with 10 pages, send it up to Chuck. He combines it 100 pages, puts an S on it. Or maybe an H. There's a lot of reports suggesting that the bill, the recon substantive, will start on the House side. I prefer that. Why? Number 1, the House subcommittee is writing this legislation, so why not stay on the House side? Number 2, House Democrats always pay more. Number 3, House Democrats are a lot more progressive. They like to spend more. And I like starting first with the House because the House members can give you a lot, and then the vote-a-rama on the Senate side can add more on top of that. This voting process will be easy breezy across the board. In the meantime, while we're waiting for this entire voting process, you should be getting $2,000, $3,000 for utilities, $4,000 for SNAP. You should be getting all these sums of money right now because these monies available for you are under third stimulus. And there's 2 reasons to get it. 1, because it's money. 2, it pays your bill. And the third one is because when you get these sums of money, then you're ready for fourth stimulus. Because fourth stimulus will be much like that. Pick up the phone and call this agency to get this sum of money. We've been detailing this since day 1. When this channel launched, there was an EIDL loan program out there. People had applied. They had not gotten approved. So I launched this channel to show them how to get their application approved, answering the questions on air, answering the questions off air, setting up a private social media campaign, social media account so they could ask questions, showing them how contacts to get things approved. Everything on this channel was application-based. Every single thing, whether it was how to fill out the application or what person in a certain department you can reach out to get that application pushed out the door, how to call up about the application, that's all we did. And then 2 days later, I heard on April 25th that the unemployment benefit called PUA was about to go live. No one knew what it was. It had never started. It was a whole effort to even explain to viewers how to apply for it and how it works. And I showed you how to apply for it. And I showed you how to apply for PPP. I showed you how to apply to all these items. When Nancy Pelosi debuted the HEROES Act in spring of last year, everything she had in there was application-based. She had the proposed Lifeline grant. She had proposed the $50,000 grants. Everything where you had to pick up the phone and call. In fact, the hazard pay was one of the few things where it relied on someone else applying for you, but they had to apply as well. Everything on all these stimulus packages was always application-based. Nothing was ever automatic, with the exception of a stimulus check and the children's check this time around. And along the way, donut people seemed to think that everything under prior stimulus packages was automatic. They weren't. It was all about the effort you put in to get the big sums of money across the board. The president wants to give you the money, but he doesn't want to just send the money to everyone if he doesn't know who he's sending to. And that is why, that as a Purple Hawk, you're going to be very excited when the $3.5 trillion is passed. But it's also going to take a whole effort to learn how you get it, where you get it, and how it lands in your bank account. There's not going to be a time or place for a person to say, I don't qualify for it, because this is for you. If you qualify for a stimulus check, you're going to qualify for these things under forced stimulus. That's the notion of how they set this money up. They don't set the money up so that no one qualifies for it, then otherwise it doesn't serve any purpose. Ultimately, people who really pounce under third stimulus are going to do very well under fourth stimulus. And there's always a person who asks, why do you have those reruns on the channel? For a series of reasons. Because the third stimulus is still law. The third stimulus is still paying out money. The third stimulus is paying out $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to viewers around the clock. And if you've had a success story as well, send it to me overnight on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Lalate. And congratulations to the people since last night, like Helen, who got rent, utilities, electric, and water from third stimulus. Kathy, who got $13,400 for rent, water, and SNAP. Look at her payout. She's over $15,000. Do you think she's waiting around for fourth stimulus? No. She got $15,000 this week. Or Johnny, who got $12,000 for SNAP. You think he's waiting around for fourth stimulus? No. He's pouncing to get the big money. So for anyone who says, I'm anxious to look at my calendar for September. I'm anxious to look at my calendar for late August. I'm anxious to look at, no. You need to look at the calendar for today. You need to look at the calendar for today and figure out how much time you have on the calendar today to pick up the phone and get these big sums of money. And with that, congratulations, big congratulations. I wish you to do the same to Helen, who got combined $8,000. Kathy, who combined got about $14,000, $15,000. And for Johnny, who got $12,000 just in the last few days from watching this channel. And with that, join me next as Overnight's Crypto is currently playing on this channel. Then there's a brand new Big Mornings Lalate starting at 9 a.m. live on air. A brand new show, all new look to the programming as well. Then an evening's Lalate every night, a new afternoon's Lalate, and a new noontime. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, 2,000 to 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed and stay focused. The toast is toasted. The butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and have a beautiful morning as Mornings LA continues.